My colleague from the NFL Network on. Terrific.
Yeah, man.
How are you, Ian?
I'm good, Rich. What's happening?
I figured I was interviewing Malcolm Jenkins. I saw you were on the screen. I'm like, let's see if Ian can join me in between hits on NFL Network. So is that the plan, that the Texans hope that they can put the trade request genie back in the bottle and go to battle with Deshaun Watson? Is that the plan in Houston?
Yeah, I would say that is the plan. They have, as far as I can tell, yet to have substantial conversations, if any conversations, with Deshaun Watson. I mean, I know the owner has gotten a couple texts back, Cal McNair. I just don't know that Nick Caserio has sat down with him extensively and discussed everything yet. They do not want to trade him. Nick Caserio's words were pretty strong, saying he has zero interest in trading the player. David Culley's words were stronger, saying the reason I'm in this position is I know he's going to be a Houston Texan. And all that is noteworthy, and I do not mean to sort of minimize that stuff. It's hard for me to do this without thinking about Dave Gettleman saying about Odell, we didn't sign Odell to trade him and then trading him. So Jamal Adams pledging to be a Jet for life, then asking his way out of the Jets like 4 months later. So words are words. I know teams are not going to stop trying.
Well, I mean, and your talks with people close to Watson or his camp, I mean, is this delusional? Is this a delusional approach? Because it also opens up the Texans to, if Watson says, yeah, I still want out, now they've got a new general manager and coach that has been rejected by the heart and soul of the team and the number one in the heart, number 4 in the program, number 1 in the hearts of fans. Then this has been rejected. At least if they were moving on now, they would say, well, he wanted out, we're going to have a fresh start. This is kind of a risky play, don't you think?
Yeah, I think they've already sort of been rejected. So that, to me, that not like that ship has sailed, but that card has already been played. Like he's already telling them he doesn't want to be there. He's already telling them he doesn't want to work with them. So if it lasts a couple months of rejection, like, it's already been rejection. So I think they've already seen that. What is interesting is it's not actually the hire of Nick Caserio that Deshaun Watson doesn't like. It's not actually the hire of David Culley that Deshaun Watson doesn't like. It's the way the owner treated him in not involving him with the Caserio hire, promising that he would have a say and then not giving him a say, promising him that he would interview coaches he hears good things about. They did interview Eric Bieniemy, but did not interview Robert Saleh. That's the frustration. It's not the frustration of, who actually was hired. It's more of the process. So I say this to add, I don't think Deshaun Watson has any ill will toward Nick Caserio or David Culley. It's all the owner.
Well, that's not going to change. I was peripherally trying to keep track of this while interviewing, again, Malcolm Jenkins in the previous segment. And I didn't see Cal McNair. Was he not on the Zoom?
He was not, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
Nope.
Oh, wow.
Which, is obviously interesting and extremely noteworthy. However, I would say this.
Yes.
Most owners are there for introductory press conferences for coaches, as you know. Most. I do not think it was the best for the Houston Texans to have Cal McNair up there today. The way Nick Caserio and David Culley handled it was fine. The Patriots very famously do only what's best for their team. I do not think it was best for the Houston Texans to have Cal McNair go up there and not be great, as opposed to having Caserio and Culley do well up there.
So then, Ian Rapoport, a few more minutes left with my NFL Network colleague here. So then the way that they approached it was, let's say we have no intention of trading him, and I'm here because I know he's going to be here, from the general manager and coach respectively, which gets us through the day. And now comes, what are the inflection points that would maybe spur a deadline here? Contractually, anything? The draft is obviously one, but what else might spur something outside of Watson calling somebody in the NFL media and saying, let's do a one-on-one sit-down, and then he completely blows it all up? Like, what outside of all that are inflection points here?
Just, the only real thing is the start of the league year, which if I know you host a very well-respected show.
Thank you, sir.
I am currently a guest on it. I know you like things to talk about.
Yes,
if
sir.
you are interested in talking about Deshaun Watson from now until March 17th, you're probably in luck. You have to trade him before the start of the league year, to me, because no team is going to say we're going to invest, 40 or it's not 40, but say $29 million per year. I think is what's left on each year. That's the average. We're not going to invest almost $30 million per year in late April. It's going to be in March because you need to know what you have in free agency. So if it doesn't happen by March 17th, then we're really headed to a long standoff. And is he going to sit out? I mean, historically, not a lot of players have. Trent Williams did, but that was for sort of a different injury reason. And I don't think Deshaun Watson has any injuries. So, we might be headed to a long standoff. The player historically rarely sits out if that's the case.
Before I let you go, Ian, let's talk quickly the Eagles' introduction of Nick Sirianni that happened the hour before the David Culley introduction in Houston. And it seemed like Sirianni, as I said on the air, we have our first punt of the Sirianni era where he basically said he wouldn't even commit to an open competition. Like, it just seemed like, hey, I just got here and I'm not even close to giving you an answer on the quarterback situation. Did I kind of carry all that correctly, or what did I miss from that press conference that you gleaned?
Sometimes a punt is a very good play.
Yep.
Sometimes,
instead of turning it over,
punt is a win. I think, I think for Nick Sirianni, the most interesting thing to me, he said, was that he couldn't give an answer on whether Carson would be here, because he said all the right words. He said, we have two top-notch quarterbacks. He wouldn't quite say there's going to be a camp competition, but he didn't rule it out. But the only thing that matters is Carson Wentz going to be there? And the fact that he couldn't definitively say, yes, he is, makes me think that this is much more open-ended than this is the guy who's going to fix Carson, end of story. That's what that meant to me, because, if Nick Sirianni was hired only to fix Carson Wentz, then he would say, Carson's definitely going to be here. He did not say that. That was noteworthy.
But, I mean, for him to make the decision, though, again, it's the 53-man he confirmed is going to be Howie Roseman, and then the day of the game is going to be him. But isn't Doug Peterson, wasn't part of the reason why he was let go is because he wanted to move on from Wentz, and that was not the case, that was not going to happen? I'm trying to square the Peterson firing with the Sirianni conversation right now.
I got the sense that one of the reasons for the Doug Peterson firing was about staff, that he wanted to promote from within and kind of keep continuity. They wanted bigger, bolder hires outside the organization. He did not want them to tell him what to do with staffing. And I really got the sense that he was just very much over it. Like, it is 5 years facing, Jeff McClain and his media friends in Philly, like that's a lot. And those are the nice ones, like what happens when he goes into a deli, I got the sense he pushed back, and then was like, okay, I think we're good here,
All right, last one for you, Ian, because again, I know you're chasing news. Truly last one. What is going on with Goff and the Rams? What is happening here? I mean, Jalen Ramsey was on a Zoom last night with DeAndre Hopkins, our colleague MJ Acosta-Ruiz, and also Prime, the coach at Jackson State. They're all and Ramsey's like, we all know where Deshaun's going. He's coming here to L.A. and Hopkins was like, get out of here. But what is happening with Goff and the Rams? Best you can suss out here for me. Yeah.
They want to get better at the quarterback position, and I think that is very clear. And they paid Goff a lot of money, and the Rams have obviously done things well. They're in the playoffs. They have a playoff win. They have had several homegrown players who've gotten contract extensions that have not worked out. That's tough to deal with for a lot of reasons. But I think with Jared Goff, they have to get better at quarterback. And if it's not with him, I think they're okay with that. I mean, yes, like contractually it hurts, cap-wise it hurts, but it hurts more to have a quarterback that isn't good enough. But he obviously has gone the wrong way for them, and they need to fix it.
But I guess then the difference is it hurts. At least the Eagles have Jalen, and they're refusing to have it hurt their cap. If you see where I'm going here, by keeping Wentz. But do the Rams? Isn't the contract pretty much the same? Wouldn't that be the same? It seemed like the Rams, whatever the Eagles are refusing to move on from with Wentz because of the contract. It seems like the Rams don't have that concern. Is that the fact of it?
Yeah, I mean, both contracts are tradable. They really are. I mean, everyone says a lot of things. I think if somebody wanted either of those guys definitively, you could definitely trade the contract. Because it's only, I mean, the cap hits, you're already getting killed on the cap. If you trade, $25 million of salary, it actually helps you because it lessens the cap charge that's already on the books. It's already hurting. So trading the guy actually just helps a little bit. So I think both are tradable.
Ian, thanks for the call. I'll see you on NFL Network in a few minutes. Thanks for the call, brother.
All right, Rich. Appreciate it.
There's Ian Rapoport answering the text in the commercial break. Can you do now? Yes. Can you come on? Sure. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.